I got a good friend of mine. He gets divorced, and he's like, man, it's scary out there, man. He's like, I thought the grass was greener.
No.
And I said,
grass. Hell, it's not even grass.
I'm like, he's like, it's turf.
Bro, it's not even grass.
It's turf.
It's turf.
What's up, player?
What's up, baby?
You good?
Very good, actually.
Yeah,
very good.
You got some good news this week.
Well, just life.
Blessings. You got blessings
like
stuff.
when you're going with the flow, and like me, I just wake up every day in the attitude of gratitude.
Yep.
Ask God to send the right people my way, guide my steps.
Remove
thoughts.
the bad ones.
You know what I'm saying? Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, just be aware when
Yeah.
This thing hasn't exploded yet. So
No. I see you got your other one on too, man.
I'm doing good keeping the evil energy away.
Yeah.
And just staying positive, like literally helping people reach their goals. Which, like I was training Mike this morning, and he's going for his pro card.
Yeah.
And he hired me to help him work on his weak points.
Yeah.
And, I haven't really got to coach too many high-level people. He's extremely lean right now for 16 weeks out. Yeah. So we're, attacking each muscle group. And it's just wild because I'm actually getting to watch it in real time. Like when I'm doing it, I can feel it.
Right.
And usually when I'm training with Tammy, I'm too busy either
you're
spotting her or recovering or something.
Yeah.
But with Mike, I'm just like paying attention to him the whole time.
So you're not actually working out with him. You're actually coaching him.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, okay.
And so it took him a minute to get used to the way that I do things. He's like a traditional weightlifter.
Old school.
Movements.
Old school.
Yeah, exactly, which is cool.
Yeah.
But when you're trying to, create art, then you got to use different paintbrushes. You know what I'm saying? So I'm getting them a lot of time under tension, muscle confusion, just all that old school stuff that you don't even hear people talking about anymore.
Yeah.
And it's just really cool watching it. Like today we was doing triceps, and I had them do one exercise for the long head, one for the short head, and then one for the lower head or whatever. This part right here.
Yeah.
And just to see each thing,
actually popping.
Yeah, it's pretty wild, pretty crazy.
Yeah.
It's really enjoyable.
That's cool, man. Well, it's your passion, man.
Yeah.
So it's different.
It's almost like cooking to me.
Yeah.
I really love cooking.
Yeah.
And like how I can just make something without really knowing what I'm doing, and it turns out pretty good.
Well, what's funny is even when we go out to eat, if you got food going home, you're like, I'm gonna take it home and do this to it and do that to it. I'm like, I'm like, even your take home is different, man.
Exactly. Oh yeah. Yeah,
remember that? Yeah, you're like, I'm gonna add a little bit of garlic. I'm gonna do this. I'm like, oh, that sounds good.
Last Friday, after we shot,
I
had a friend of mine gave me like a huge brisket.
Yeah,
and I don't know how to cook it, so I had my friend cook it, and she smoked it for 18 hours, and
that's proper.
I mean, it was so good, it was like scary. Like I'm just like, whoa. This is crazy. I took it home, and the boys have just been eating on it every single day. It was like literally this big.
It was like a cow, yeah.
It was huge.
Yeah.
And I've never had one freshly made for me. Like, it was, they let it rest, and it was crazy. And she said, that was outright.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying? Like, there's a better.
She's like, I've made better. This is kind of like.
Telling me how the place where she gets hers from is like high end.
Yeah, yeah.
But I actually, like I told you, my source is like literally the 1% quality beef in the world. Yeah. And they sell like a Wagyu brisket. So I'm gonna have to get one of those. Like $100.
Oh, dude, I'll buy that.
That's what I'm saying.
Right now. You do
that I've experienced
do the cooking. I'll do the buying.
Now that I've experienced it, I'm definitely gonna get that for the next time we have like a whatever.
Let's do one tomorrow. Yeah, can they overnight one of those? Legit.
We just plan a day
to
go partake because it's like, man.
100%.
Then Kelly went and she's from Wisconsin, and I'm not used to like some of the stuff that she makes. I love it, and I'm tripping because you have to understand when we first got together, like our first date or our first day together, like after we met.
Going out, yeah.
So she brings me some cookies, and they must have been like, just the one that you slice and bake.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
In other words, I know
already pre-made.
She didn't bake them.
Just put it in the oven.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Just
Right.
And so you know how those are. If you don't eat them right away, they get hard.
Oh yeah,
quick.
like a rock.
So she must have made them like the night before, and then she brings them over later on that afternoon. And so I'm a cookie monster.
Yeah.
So I go to bite it and it's all crumbly or whatever. So and I'm silly. Me and my brother, right? We go on the back porch.
Oh Lord.
And she's in there, and I'm like, pull. And so she was like, yeah. So we were pretending like we were
Holy
shit.
Holy
She was pissed. And so she didn't cook nothing else for me for like 3 years.
Yeah.
Like 3 years later. 3 years later,
She was
I
that
found
upset.
out. Well, she was just like, because she tasted my cooking.
Yeah.
And she was just like, that's going to be a problem. You know what I'm saying? So
I need to step it up.
So, like I say, one Thanksgiving, we was going to have some people over.
Yeah.
And so she starts cooking, and I'm just like,
Stop.
"What are you doing?"
Stop.
No, but she could actually cook, and I'm just like, "Oh, damn!" I had,
You didn't even know.
She didn't make me nothing.
Wow.
So this was like 92.
Yeah.
So she probably didn't make me nothing else like
To 9.5.
till like 95.
So-
it was crazy. I didn't know. I was just like, "Oh, I didn't even know you could cook." I didn't care because I
That's
could
so
cook.
funny.
Yeah,
That's
she's
so
as funny as
She
hell.
was that upset.
She throws down in the kitchen.
Yeah.
So anyway, she took the brisket and made some mashed potatoes and then some peas and corn, I think it was. And then like put the brisket on top. Bro.
Boy,
Bro.
Getting me hungry right now, man.
So I ate the first plate, right? And I literally didn't leave no evidence of food that was on the plate. And I was like, something happened to my plate. Can I get another one?
Somebody took my stuff. Look, I
She
didn't
made
even get
another
to.
one. So I ate 2 of them.
Wow.
And it was so...
Yeah, but when you eat quality food,
Yeah.
you don't feel the way you feel when you eat bad food. You know what I mean? You feel good. Like even if you eat a lot
Well,
of
you
it.
notice when we go out,
Oh yeah, it's tough.
other than Ted's, I mean, Longhorns is cool too.
Yeah.
But you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah. The Mexican joint, shout out. The
the
great
Mexican
food.
joint, yep.
But you got to eat the chips and salsa and all that.
That's the
Like,
problem.
you know what I mean?
can't.
Like,
I'm just like, you want some guacamole?
yes, I do.
Yes.
Bring that up too. Bring that too.
What about the queso?
Yeah, yep.
Want that too?
Need queso too. Make it a big one. Make it a big one. Yeah, it's eating. Eating is for me. It's the toughest part of just life.
Yeah.
Because you like as much as we're moving, like you have to stay fueled, right? So I try to fast in the morning, like for until like after 12 o'clock.
Yeah.
And so I don't know if it's a true fast because I have my coffee in the morning.
Yeah.
'Cause
Well, I mean, fast is
I don't eat any
the
food.
definition of a fast is when you abstain from something.
Right.
So if you're abstaining from food and you're
Yeah.
just drinking coffee,
Yeah.
it's a type of fast.
Yeah. So that's what
Does
I'm
it break your fast? I'm just like, who
yeah,
cares?
yeah. Well, I'm glad you said that because
It's not
people
going to prevent you from having autophagy.
people freak out, man.
I know.
When you tell them like, dude, yeah, I have a coffee. Like, you're not doing a fast, man. Okay,
You're not suffering.
calm down, calm down. Like I could go without my coffee. I've gone without my coffee too.
Right.
But my wife brings me coffee in the morning when she comes up. She's got her lemon water. She brings me coffee, so I start drinking it while I'm getting my day
Speaking of
going. Yo, dude, this coffee is off the chain. So you gotta tell me in a minute what's all in this because this is one of those things that we're gonna be providing to people.
Yeah.
But I'll do my coffee and then I won't eat any food till 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock. Like usually when we meet, it's like 2 o'clock or something like that. That's when I'll eat food, and then again I'll go till tonight and I'll eat again at 8 because I go to bed late. And like last night I had we DoorDashed from Oak, the steakhouse. I wanted the burger, so I got the burger. But the quality of meat is different. It's like really good, like good food.
Yeah.
So I had that. I had a salad. Went to bed. I felt great. You know what I mean? Didn't feel bad at all. But typically that's how I do it. Now, back in the day though, man, I was
I just
yeah.
So Oak is like what, a 5-star restaurant or 4? It's like 4.
Dude, we'll DoorDash.
DoorDash 5-star restaurant.
Oh yeah, no, we'll DoorDash
That's
from
hilarious.
Oak like 4 times, 5 times a week.
Oh wow.
They know us. Like not only do they know us, but usually it's the same DoorDash guy. As soon as he sees my name, because I tip him real well.
Yeah.
So as soon as my shit pops up, they grab it. Because they know you're getting that big tip, plus another tip on top, because, you know. But, you know, 4 or 5 days, because it's clean food.
I wouldn't be upset eating at Oak 5 days a week.
Oh, man, I mean, like, legit. It's, you know.
So I was following that same, you know, wake up in the morning and have my coffee.
Fast.
Even work out.
Yeah.
And then not eat until, you know, like noon, because I finished my workout around 11. So since I've been taking OptiSurge, which is now I'm like 2 months in.
Yeah.
As soon as my eyes open in the morning, I'm ready to eat. Like, I don't even understand. I haven't been like that since I was a kid.
Wow.
So
you just
like,
wake up hungry.
Yeah. Like it's crazy. I'm just like, I can't even comprehend this. Because like I said, I went so long with doing intermittent fasting.
Yeah.
Where I would sometimes eat at like 5, 6 o'clock.
That's crazy, man.
Now I'm eating 7:30 every morning. And I jump up and I have 4 eggs, usually, I don't know, 3 or 4 slices of beef bacon, some avocado toast, or 4 eggs and some oatmeal.
Is that your biggest meal every day?
No. It's just something to just
get it going.
Make that, I mean,
make it stop.
Listen to me. I wake up, like right now, I did eat a little something, but I'm like starving again. And like I say, for years, I'm talking about 4, 5, 6 years, my appetite was
gone.
Like, man, my boy was like, how the hell you only eat once or twice?
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't know, I just got used to it.
So how many times are you eating now?
Probably like 3.
Really? Okay.
So I'm trying to, like I said, get that first meal in.
Yeah.
Then it's easier to get 2 more.
Yeah.
If I don't get that first one, usually I just end up having 2. So
I just ordered from Eat Clean Bro last night because it just makes it easy.
Yeah.
You know, you have your meals, it's there, boom. I can just take it out and make it. So that's going to help my life get way more comfortable. Because now I don't have to worry about there's food. I got to go to the grocery store. I got to Instacart food to the house. I got to get, you know what I mean? It's like, and honestly, the amount of money we're spending on DoorDash we're keeping DoorDash float.
I bet.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, I like to make my own. I like to cook. I mean, you know, like, especially if I'm prepping or something, which I'm not doing that. I like to pretty much cook every meal, control all the elements, because, you know, the variables.
Well, you enjoy it too, though.
Yeah. You start introducing variables into your situation.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't do that.
Yeah. No, I enjoy cooking too. I just don't have time.
Yeah.
At all. I mean, you know, between all the businesses, there's just like. So thank God there's Eat Clean Bro. Thank God there's DoorDash and Instacart and all that shit, because, you know, that takes so much time. Like I love going to the grocery store, but I can't go to the grocery store because the amount of time it takes to get there.
Right. To get it all.
Get it all. Put it back in the car. Get it home. Unpack it.
I mean, I realize why a lot of people don't do it, because it's you know, you basically eat out because it's convenient.
Yeah.
Plus they're serving you. They're bringing it to you.
Yeah, they're bringing it to you. Well, I see it in a couple of different. Like, it's funny because when Instacart first became a thing, my sister would Instacart because she was in nursing.
Kelly does that every once.
She was in nursing school and all that stuff, so she would, you know, Instacart, and I would always be like, "Why you just go to the store?
Right.
Why you paying extra and all this shit?" Right? Now I do it way more than her. It's not even close, man. I do it way more, and I figured, I'm like, okay, look, so. It's giving me more time to do what I want to focus on, so that's okay. And they're providing service to me, and I'm providing, you know, monetary like support to them.
Like,
you know,
they say, you know, wealthy mindset is you're creating economy. You're creating, you know, a job for someone, providing a service, a job for someone.
Yeah.
And so they say wealthy-minded people buy time.
Yeah.
And then unwealthy-minded people trade time for money.
Yeah.
So it's like a literally mindset. And I know you got to get to a certain point where you could buy time. But I'm saying, like, that's if that's your mindset, it'll definitely happen way faster than, I got to go get a job. So.
Well, that's just 100% what happened, man. Like, so there was a time, I mean, I could never do that back in the day because it was just, first of all, the amount of money I would have to spend extra. Like, I was trying to actually cut where I would spend. So giving somebody extra, like, and paying another $20 for the delivery and then another $20 for the tip, and then, you know what I mean? Buy the product.
Right.
Back then, I couldn't. I mean, it just wouldn't even. So I just managed. You know what I mean? I have no choice. So I'm going to have to do it. And that's what I did. And now I'm in a place where I'm like, okay, So if I get this service, these people that are delivering, I mean, some of these people, dude, there was a lady that came to my house, like, literally, with the Instacarted. Mm-hmm. There was a woman that delivered our food, right? And I always look on the cameras to see, you know, who's delivering it.
Right.
Because if it's some old person, I run out there and I just go to the car and help them. You know what I mean? Yep. So they pull up. She's got 2 kids in the back. She's got a kid in the front.
Delivering?
Brother.
Wow.
So it's a mom. It's a single mom. It was a single mom with 3 kids. Yeah. She didn't have a babysitter or have. So she was. Everybody get in the car.
Yeah.
So she was delivering. So they brought our food. Not only did we give her a tip on the app, but I gave her all the cash I had in the house. I mean, I don't remember how much it was. Like maybe $1,000 or whatever. I just gave it to her. I said, "Listen, you know,
That's
hey."
what I was about to say. I know she got broke off.
Oh yeah.
That would have took my heart.
Oh, dude.
So my buddy was.
So it was funny. Not only did I give her all my cash, I asked Dawn. I was like, "Hey, babe, how much cash you got on you?" Like, I'm like, "I'll sell you. You know, whatever. Let's just give it to her." And she did. We just gave her all this money, man.
That's awesome.
You know what I mean? And we said, "Hey, listen, blessings. You know, if you ever need anything, you know where we live." You know what I mean? Like, you know.
I mean, that would have tripped me
She
out.
cried, bro. She cried. I cried.
Yeah.
Dawn cried. Like, we all cried. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because it was like, damn, man. Yeah. But then you got to be like, I was like, dude, I commend your strength because I know you're strong.
Well, what I was gonna say is, a friend of mine, he was in between jobs, and I'm like, yo, man, DoorDash, like as a W-2 employee, right? They take taxes out, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
So be it.
Yeah.
But even if people don't understand this, when you're born, they issue you a birth certificate. You become a corporation.
Right.
You have a legal you and a physical you, right? So as an individual, whether you know that or not, once you know that, then you should establish a corporation.
Right.
And now you're in the system the way the system is rolling.
Right.
You know what I mean? And that way you could benefit from owning a business, even if it's not making any money, because it'll offset how much you have to pay taxes in your daily wage. Yeah. A lot of people, you know, we talk about taxes all the time. Yeah. Hopefully what Trump is trying to do goes through. But
yeah, man, that'd be awesome.
When you work, say, for $20 an hour, and you show up and you work an hour and they give you $20, and you work 8 hours, they give you $200. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's an even exchange. Yeah. There's no profit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? There's no profit in that. So really, corporations are taxed based on their profit. Mm-hmm. So if there is no profit, there should be no
tax. Right.
That's how the system's set up. Right. So W-2 employee, start your own business, have expenses yourself on your car, all that type of stuff.
Mileage, gas, all that
percentage
shit.
of it to offset how much, and now your return will be bigger.
Yeah.
And, you know, so now, like I said, hopefully.
Well, he's been doing it, right?
Well, what I'm saying is, if this goes through, you have up to $150,000, no tax. So that means a couple, be $300,000.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's huge. It's major.
You should be good if you could not have to. You could, in other words, I can make $300,000 and keep it all. Other than what I'm paying in taxes.
That's like $600,000.
So if they do that and then just switch to a flat tax on every sale, bro, we'll be people. First of all, you wouldn't need to save. You would invest and spend. You would spend and invest.
Yep.
Spend and buy assets,
which will trickle into every pocket.
That's what would happen. Yeah. You know, from the smallest to the largest. You know what I'm saying? So that's, I mean, you know.
100%, man. The tax thing's been around. You know, it's crazy to me how people don't even look into the tax thing.
Oh no.
Like, I've learned shit like from you. Yeah, you know, like you have more experience.
It's crazy.
And you know, because you've been dealing with all that shit for so long. Yeah. And you're like, Paj, you know this? I'm like, what? Hold up. And you know me, I go right to it. I start looking it up, like reading on it.
I always laugh when you see the video of Trump and Hillary debating.
Oh. He doesn't pay his taxes.
Oh, yeah.
I'm smart.
Yeah.
That shit was funny.
Well, he was like, I'm using the system you guys set up.
Yeah.
And you guys are doing the same thing too, by the way. You know what I mean?
100.
Yeah, it's like.
But that's what it's for, though.
Yeah.
They reward you for, like you just said, providing jobs, providing resources. Yeah. When you establish a corporation, a business, and you, again, whether you make profit or not, you're actually stimulating the economy.
Yeah.
And that's what this is all about.
Yeah. It's crazy. But people need to educate more on stuff like that, man. Because it affects you. Because it affects you.
There's a lot of stuff that, you know, I went to private and public school. So I had like 3 years of private school, and then the rest was public school.
Yeah.
So we're all taught basically the same thing. Certain states have higher level, but it's the same basic curriculum. Because most of the curriculum since the 70s has been federal. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so that's kind of why I kind of distinctly remember the difference. Because when we was on the old system, it was just state run, and then they switched to the Department of Education. That's how old I am. You could it diminished by the time, not my generation, but the people that graduated in the 90s.
Yeah.
They didn't have the same kind of education we had in the 80s and in the 70s. So the stuff that they're teaching now, I'm not saying it's completely useless, but what I'm saying is, what of it do you use in your reality?
In reality,
You know what I'm saying? Like, if I'm gonna go to school, okay, once I learn how to add, subtract, multiply, and divide, and read, what are you really teaching me? The rest of it, to me, a lot of it's indoctrination. They're telling you, all the other stuff. And you memorize it and regurgitate it, and they give you a grade for it. But did you confirm anything? Like, if you go through all of the stuff that's happened in history, most of it was a little bit of truth and a whole bunch of lie. You know what I'm saying? So that's the type of stuff that, when you go take history class and they teach you history about Vietnam and all that, well, the whole setup was a lie. So what are they really teaching? What are they doing? They're just telling you what happened.
They're just telling you the story.
They don't tell you why, what was the cause of it. You have to go dig and find out that,
it was nonsense anyway.
Exactly.
It was nonsense anyway. We should have never been there.
Yes, exactly.
You know what I mean? Like,
so you can't call that education.
Yeah.
That's indoctrination. That's them telling you what to think, what happened. Oh, that's what happened. Okay, cool. You don't go confirm.
And just let it go.
You just let it go. And
Well,
then
back
you
in
have arguments because you got an A in science. Now you're arguing with people
Right.
about some shit that didn't even.
Well, think about that. Before there was an internet, where you didn't even have a choice to go look it up. That's like, now at least you could be like, hold up, what's up? Let me go look it up and see.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Oh wait, but this says this. Back then, you could say I own Apple, and he'd give me a card that says CEO of Apple. I'd be like, oh shit, Tony's the CEO of Apple. You know what I mean? You can't do that shit nowadays. People, the first thing people do is Google you, right? Immediately.
Well, even like with dating, and I'm so happy I don't have to worry about that. But like the online dating, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, people are looking at your profile, scrolling right or left. Like, in other words, whatever you put on that first page is like,
That's what they see.
You know what I'm saying?
Or your
like,
picture. If your picture's at the club with 2 drinks up in the air like this, screaming with your tongue out, I'm like,
I just can't imagine having to, you know what I'm saying, like, use that as a source. And I'm not knocking the people that do have to do that, but I'm just saying, me personally, I would be like, oh my God. Especially the old me, like, I couldn't have had that available.
Hell
that
no.
left, that couldn't have been available. No.
Bro. My thumb would have fallen off. Like, my thumb would have been to the right, just chilling. Like, what's up, player? No, man. I'm glad that was after us.
Well, it's just a maturity thing. It was really just a maturity thing.
Yeah.
When you're younger, you pretty much try to get away with everything you can to see what you can't get away with.
Bro, I have a good friend of mine. I don't know. I probably told you about this already, but I got a good friend of mine. He does like construction, right, on homes. He just got divorced. He's like, I think he's like 57, 56, something like that. He's in shape. He likes to work out and stuff like that, doing TRT, all that stuff. So, he cares about how he looks.
Right.
And, he looks like Mr. Clean type of look. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Successful, not like crazy rich or anything, but he's comfortable, real comfortable. He gets divorced, and he's like, so I saw him the other day, and he's like, man, it's scary out there, man. He's like, I thought the grass was greener.
No.
And I said,
grass? Hell, it's not even grass.
I'm like, it's turf.
Bro, it's not even grass.
It's turf, man.
Turf. My friend.
It's turf.
Literally turf.
100%. So he goes, he's like, I've been going on dates on these different, he's got like 4 or 5 different apps, and he's like, I started dating again. So I went out and I'm going on these dates, and these women are sleeping with me on the first night without me even trying. Like, he's like, I'm literally avoiding.
Right, you're trying to be a gentleman, and
he's like, I don't want to sleep with her on the first night.
The chivalry in the car.
Right, you know what I mean? And he's like, wow. I'm trying not to sleep with them, and they sleep with me on the first night. So I'm like, well, if this how long, and you know, on these profiles you can see like how many, like when they joined, right? So they've been on that shit for like 3 years. I'm like, bro, do you know how many times they've done that in 3 years to how many different people? I'm like, you can never be with that woman, man.
Yeah, that's, you know, back in the day when I was a male dancer, so I used to frequent strip clubs.
Yeah,
like my, you know.
But yeah, that's where everybody hung out.
I literally stopped when I started seeing, like, I'm like, wait a minute, this ain't even how it used to be. It's like a total. I'm like, what? This should just be a brothel or something. It's like not even the same situation no more.
You guys don't even dance.
You're not even dancing
You're
anymore.
Not even dancing.
You're just straight to the VIP.
Right,
I'm just like, wow, that's crazy. So yeah, I'm just, again, living in the attitude of gratitude.
Oh yeah.
Grateful to have matured to understand the difference between quality and quantity.
Right.
And you know, I feel good in my soul. You know what I'm saying?
But you feel cleansed, right? I feel cleansed.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I feel cleansed because I don't even think, my mind doesn't even work that way anymore.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like my mind doesn't work that way at all. And that's the only way my mind used to work. You know what I mean? But everything changed. Like when I met my wife, the day I met her and my daughter, like I was like a switch. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? I literally changed that day. Because I was like, okay, I'm gonna follow here and I'm gonna go.
Right.
And I don't know what that outcome is, right? So, but I said, okay, I haven't had this feeling before.
I was just about to say,
right.
You make you want to make the change.
Right. So it never had that feeling before. So I was like, this is something different. I'm gonna trust this. I'm gonna go wherever it takes me. Right. And then I changed like that. It was the craziest thing. It was like a button she pressed. Just turned all that off. It was never, you know what I mean? Like from that moment, it's all been about them. Yeah. You know what I mean? So it's.
I giggle at myself when I tell you the story when the first time I saw Kelly.
Yeah.
And I was driving, I parked in my car and I saw her, like, you know.
That was before you guys went in, right?
Before I even knew, I didn't know her from Adam. I saw her from like 100 yards away, maybe not that much. I was just like, damn, I'll marry that bitch right there. You know what I'm saying? Not thinking nothing of, just talking stuff to myself. And then I met her like an hour later and we've been together.
And then you married her.
Like, so crazy to me.
You officially, you married her without officially marrying her.
Like I spoke it into existence.
Right.
I literally, I remember being in the car and I was just like, I'll marry that bitch right there. and you did. And here we are.
And you did. Yeah, man, when you look back at shit like that, man, it's crazy. Like parts of your life you look at and you're just like, there's parts of my life where I'm like, I can't even believe I'm still alive.
Oh, you don't even want to talk about that.
Yeah.
Like
that's a whole
so many, not NDEs where I saw the light, but just situations that I don't know how I came through. And most of my life-threatening stuff is when I was competing, or when I'm trying, you know, peak week.
Oh yeah.
You know, water manipulation. Like I've been on the edge a couple times.
That dehydration thing is scary as fuck, man.
A couple times, bro.
Yeah. Times. There's been a lot of bodybuilders that died from that.
Yeah, because I mean it's a minerals, an electrolyte and fluid. So I mean you go too far, the IV will bring you back.
Yeah.
But I mean you have to. Okay, perfect example. Dallas McCarver. Mm-hmm. We're in Brazil. Was it Brazil? I want to say Brazil. Might not have been Brazil. I can't remember where it was.
Is that when he was falling off the stage?
Out. He fell out. He literally, and I mean, it was so crazy because he's, you know, in the call out. It wasn't like he was standing.
Right.
He was in the call out, hitting the back double bicep or whatever.
And he started.
And then the person
they caught him, right?
Like,
yeah.
So they take him off stage and they go backstage. They call the EMT. He's laid out on the floor.
Yeah.
Right. And they're trying to figure out what's wrong with him.
Yeah.
They're trying to give him an IV.
Yeah.
So they put the needle in.
Yeah.
And nothing. No blood would come out. That's how dehydrated.
Oh, wow.
So I had some ketones in my bag.
Yeah.
And I don't even know why I had my bag with me, but I did.
That's why you had it, man.
I know. And
that's
so
why.
I take some ketones and put it in some water. I'm just like, put it in. He starts sipping it.
Yeah.
So he's sipping it and sipping it and sipping it, and then the blood just
starts coming out.
Yeah. Wow. And so later he came and saw me that he was like, man, I really appreciate what
you're saving my life.
I mean, I didn't know the ketones was gonna work, but I knew that you need to get that liquid and it had salt, it had electrolytes in it.
Yeah.
So
did he?
It pulled him out.
He died from a heart attack, or was it he choked on?
I never.
Rich, do you know?
They said, but it was
choked on his food, right?
Things. Probably. What do you call that? What do you call that when you throw up in your sleep or asphyxiation?
Oh yeah. Well,
I can't remember.
Is that what happened to him? Okay.
Something. That's what
I thought,
because that almost happened to me a couple times.
Really?
So that's when they said he, choked or whatever.
Yeah.
Happened to me before.
Yeah, they said. I think. I mean, it's been a while now, but I think it said like he had a heart attack that caused him to choke on the food he was eating or something like that. Wow. I think. Is that what it was?
He had an extreme enlargement of his left ventricle.
Yeah.
That caused sudden irregular heartbeats and heart attack.
Yeah. There you go.
Wow. He had 55,000.
Bro, there's
his testosterone was 55. Was it 5,500 or 55,000? Okay.
Well, even 5,500 is off the fucking test.
Yeah, they said some shit. I'm like, you can't.
How?
Yeah. So 5,500 is extreme.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, man. There's a price to pay, man. If you want to be at that level, I mean, you know better than anybody.
There's a price for everything.
Right.
Everything you do, there's a
reward
cost,
and
reward.
a risk. Yeah.
Yep. And some things are worth it, and some things aren't.
Right.
You just have to, you either learn the hard way. Oops, too much. You know what I'm saying? Or learn from somebody else's mistakes, which I think that's what the value of. You remember back in the day, but your family, you still got your grand. You know what I'm saying? Like
everybody
when I was a kid, when I was like 10, I had a great grandmama. A great grandma Rosie, a great grandmama, a grandmama, and a mama. You know what I'm saying? Like I got to experience all of that.
Yeah.
And it still happens because you can see it on the internet, but it's a rare.
It's rare.
Thing.
Yeah.
It's a rare thing. And you think about, 1975. The food supply had just been altered maybe 10 years before that.
Yeah.
So from 65 on back, they actually ate real food. There was no processed food back then. You know what I'm saying? There was no artificial coloring.
Yeah, they grew everything.
Sweeteners.
Yeah.
It was all real food.
Yeah.
So those people have just a completely different foundation than even the next generation and the next generation. And now you have all ultra processed.
Yeah.
So you have a population that's only eating processed or ultra processed food in their entire existence. All the cells that they have produced. You know what I'm saying? Wow. And you could see it because if you drive around, just say Atlanta, you'll see a whole population of young boys, usually, because that's what stands out, usually because they're sagging or something.
Yeah.
But they all look emaciated. They all look like feeble and
unhealthy.
Yeah. I mean, they're still young and virile and athletes, but it's because of what their body is made of.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It's not the same.
That's
why when they talk about, I remember when I started doing jiu-jitsu, the very first day of my jiu-jitsu, I remember I had never done it before. And there was a guy, we called him Papa John. Okay. Old guy. He was probably in his 70s at the time, right? High level guy. I've never done jiu-jitsu ever. He's like, come to my class. I'm like, cool, I'll come to your class. So this is at a fight gym, right? He's teaching jiu-jitsu at a fight. And I was always doing the stand-up stuff. And he's like, come to my, I'm like, cool, I'll come. So I came to the class. I got tapped out like 1,000 times. In every submission you could ever think of. Like literally by this like 70-year-old dude.
Wow.
He just knew what he was calm.
Right.
He was just letting me try to power.
I was just about to say, experiencing all the ways you could get.
He literally showed me I can choke you from here, I can choke you from here, I can break your arm here, I can get your leg, I can get your ankle, I can get your, you know what I mean? All this shit. And I'm like, what the fuck? I've been fighting for all these years. This old ass motherfucker just grabs a hold. And he had that old man strength, right? Yep. But I remember like when I sat down and talked to him, I said, okay, well, what do you do? Do you do weight training? Do you do? He's like, no. So all I do is jiu-jitsu. Okay. He's like, I do some weight training just for mobility and stuff like that because he's old. He's like, I'm like, what about food? What do you do with food? He's like, I grow my food. So he grew his food, like his vegetables and his stuff. And then he's like, only if I have to, I'll go to the grocery store.
Right.
You know, and he's like, even when I do that, he went to the farmer's market, the one that's, was that off of Buford Highway, the big one?
Oh, yeah. I go there still.
Yeah.
For some reason, they've been kind of expensive. Like,
really?
You know what I'm saying? Like,
probably because more people are health conscious.
I think it's almost, exactly.
They're like.
So what I was saying earlier about having all those generations is the benefit of having those matriarchs and those people to pass down that wisdom, that family wisdom. Like, you know, before my mom, so my mom's generation, so they didn't do it with us, but her generation, they dewormed all the kids once or twice a year. And they just kind of stopped doing that back in the day. Yeah. And that's why we bring up parasites, but that's why parasites are so prevalent. Yeah. If you search the web, you're seeing all these people who are realizing, all these ailments that you think you have are caused by some bug that you done picked up that's having a party in your body, causing you to think crazy and be depressed and messing with your hormones and all that type of stuff.
Do you guys have pets at your house?
Yeah.
So this morning I saw this thing, I'll send it to Rich so you can put it up here so you can see it. But there was a guy that was talking about pet owners, and he's like, if you have pets, you have parasites. Yeah. I mean, you have parasites anyway, but he's like, you have parasites, like
all mammals,
heartworms.
All mammals have parasites.
Right. So they were saying, the people. He's like 100% of people that have pets are carrying parasites that the pets have. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Like, I tell people all the time, I'm in a constant state of detox. And they're like, what do you mean? Well, I realize I'm coming in contact with so many different foreign entities. Yeah. So there's no sense of me waiting for something to get me. So, we do the ivermectin, the fenbendazole, the artemisinin, the
methylene. Do you use methylene blue too?
I haven't done that.
We got the tablets in now, so I'll bring you some. Okay. That's for the mitochondria.
Okay.
So those three together, I mean, you'll never get sick, bro. I mean, those three, you just won't get sick. Cool. It just won't do it. You know what I mean?
Cool. So another way to keep the bugs from attaching yourself, besides those, is keeping your conductivity, your electrolytes, your minerals, up.
Elevated.
Because when you're full of minerals, your body's electric, and I think it's a negative energy. Anything that has a positive, which is usually the bad stuff, it'll
breaks it off.
Grab it and neutralize it.
Right.
So that's all. Whenever somebody calls me and says, I got a problem, I'm like, okay, well, let's check hydration, mineral content. Let's lower your toxic load. Yeah. Now.
So you think something like liquid IV is good?
But the sugar in liquid IV
that's the bad part.
Questionable part.
But everything else is good for it?
But yeah, basically, I always question what's the source of the minerals.
Yeah.
Some people just use regular, sodium chloride, whatever. I'm not saying that that's not what you're supposed to use, but in order for your body to actually utilize it, it needs to be an organic mineral. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So fulvic humic acid.
Yeah. Is that what you put in yourself?
Yeah, I do Shilajit, fulvic humic acid. I do this one called Aquamin. It's from red algae. So it's an ocean mineral. Yeah. Those type of minerals, you just go.
Is that what's in my coffee right now? Because I feel good.
No, I feel really good, man.
Coffee
is infrared roasted coffee. Wait,
explain what that means, because people are gonna be like,
you got regular fire roasting. Infrared, I think it's just indirect heat.
Okay.
So it's not like there's no burning.
There's
no burnt taste.
Okay, yeah.
As a matter of fact, now they have electric ones. We're getting ready to go into production to do our own.
Yeah.
I'm actually going to import beans from Uganda and wherever else. Yeah. But Uganda got the connection with the growers.
They got the best coffee too.
Yeah. And so that infrared roasting, basically, it's lower acid. It's way smoother taste.
Yeah.
And then of course I put the sweet sation sweetener in there, and then that's just regular heavy cream.
Okay.
So, but I got a creamer that's like a keto creamer, keto collagen creamer that's coming out. So I'm looking forward to having the combination of the sweetener, the creamer, and then
that's good because you look at all the creamers that they offer for coffee.
Yes.
They're so bad for you, man. They're so bad for you. but they're delicious. Like everything else that's bad for you.
Yeah. Well, if the coffee is smooth like that, you don't. I mean, I guess you can always put whatever flavor you want, but you don't need the flavor. The cream just, and then the sweetener has that little hint of vanilla in there.
Yeah.
It's a wrap.
Yeah, and I've had that before. The sweetener, it's good. Yeah, it's good. It's a proper one. I can't wait to get that out so people can, experience
we're probably a week or two away from having samples, and then once we perfect it, we'll
go live with it.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, man. So let's talk about some stuff that's going on in the bodybuilding world here.
The NPC IFBB makes a huge announcement. They teamed up with NASM.
NASM.
NASM Fitness.
Yeah.
Being certified is cool. And
I'm certified in NASM. Yeah.
So, I got certified,
1,000 times.
30 years ago?
Yeah.
30 years ago.
I started.
So, having a certification is awesome, amazing. My son has all of them.
Yeah.
But the experience is what's going to make the difference between your coach or not. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, in other words, if you get the old head that's been training people for 35 years, and then you get somebody with, I don't know, say 2 or 3, 4 years, and they got 17 certifications.
Yeah.
I'm still going with the old head.
Oh, 100%.
You know what I'm saying?
All day. All day. Well, honestly, in
bodybuilding,
that's book.
The secret to bodybuilding is knowing what not to do.
Right.
I mean, you know what I'm saying? Everybody eating and training and taking, you know what I'm saying?
Everybody knows
learning what not to do. And that usually is something that you have to learn the hard way.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, trial and error.
Yep, trial and error. So finding someone who's messed up more times than you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Those are the people that's going to
tell me what really you did that was bad so I don't do it.
Those are people that have messed up so much that they finally figured it out. And so, because it's really, there's only a couple of combinations that's going to open the lock. You know what I'm saying? And so the more times you've tried it and failed, in my opinion, you're going to be closer to hitting the mark than somebody who just, got the certification.
Oh,
it's very difficult. Because like I always say, trying to peak for a show in the moment that they call you out on stage, right? It's one thing to look good while you're pumping up and all that. I'm talking about when they call you out and up under the lights on the X.
Yeah.
Trying to look the best you look in that moment is like trying to hit a moving target while you're moving.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Everything's moving.
Yeah.
You have to, this is what you're trying to do. You're trying
right in the middle
to time your body with their schedule, and then I look the best under the lights right now. So that's why a lot of times when you're seeing the call outs and they start moving around, you see certain people get better. Yeah. Certain people start to fade.
Yeah.
And that's the kind of the excitement for the sport to me.
That's amazing, man.
Who's actually done the work, and I'm not talking about just the gym. I'm talking about that extra work, that posing.
Well, the gym is, like you said, that's the most.
That's the part that, separates regular bodybuilding from competitive bodybuilding. Yeah. So I tell people, real bodybuilding is what you do in between shows. You know what I'm saying? When you go to the show, competitive bodybuilding is, I'm going to take all this culmination of work and effort and time and energy and resources and try to present it to the world in that moment. You know what I'm saying?
That's difficult.
So a lot of people, they start bodybuilding. In other words, I just started lifting. Yeah. I'm doing a show. Now that's literally how I started. I started lifting like in the end of 87.
Yeah.
And I did my first show in 89.
Wow. That's quick. That's quick.
It's quick. But some people start bodybuilding by doing the show.
They're like, I picked the show. I'm going to go get a gym membership.
And they start lifting and taking stuff and all that. That's their entrance into the sport. And that's literally like building your house on the beach without pouring the concrete. It ain't gonna be good.
You're gonna fall.
It ain't gonna be good.
Fall. So
I think it's gonna basically be it's a good a collaboration. I'm tripping that the NPC and IFBB is really going out of their way to capture the entire industry. By providing natural shows, and now they're having these coaches be certain. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's really turning into a real sport. where before it was just us, like the people are their fans.
Yeah.
But now they're doing things that's gonna, I think, draw regular people into the game.
Yeah, 100%. So, this is cool. Yeah, which division is the most popular, you think?
Most popular?
Still the open, though, right?
Open.
Yeah, open's got to be.
I mean, you got like 4 or 5 dudes in classic that, you know what I'm saying, that look like they could win or whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, no offense, I'm 58, and if I basically just said, okay, I'm going to get ready, you know what I'm saying, like this time next year, I would be at that level.
Yeah.
I mean, not miniaturizing it, but I'm saying it's a more achievable situation.
It's more realistic. Open is a whole different beast.
Like Nico.
Yeah.
Like I could take Nico from where he is right now to.
Honestly, you could put Nico on stage today.
But that's what I'm saying. Like
that
he's
boy's
so close.
That boy's good to go now.
On Tuesday, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
But so open is still gonna be, because that's like far out. And as long as the guys in the open continue to polish and present, as aesthetically as possible, physique and BQ,
condition and all
that's
that.
That's gonna always dominate.
I saw this really, really funny thing. Yeah, that. Rich can read my mind. So this guy has won the physique, a couple times now, right, Rich? Right.
No, he won the men's physique this past the Arnold.
Oh, he just won. Okay.
He was 12 second at the Olympia.
First of all, I want to know, what did Arnold say?
Arnold
said something about with their legs.
He was like,
but
why they still cover their legs?
I think they get offended if they actually have legs. The dudes that don't have legs, they probably don't say nothing. They be like, yeah.
Well, you know what Arnold said? Like now the shorts are not even like when they started. Like, when we started out, it was baggy board shorts. Now it's like fitted board shorts, right? But you basically can see the legs anyway.
Well, I would just bring it up like a couple of inches
so
you could see like the teardrop.
You could do trunks. You know what I mean?
Actually, that dude who won, his trunks were awesome. That black and red, and that was awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, and they only win. What was it, $25,000? And the open gets like 500.
Called it bogus.
Wow. Imagine
he said he's not going to do the Arnold
16 weeks, and then you go to a show and someone tell you, "Oh, who invited you here?" We don't even like you. It doesn't feel good, I think. So I just wanted to say my opinion. I don't care what whoever thinks about it. So yeah, that's it.
I mean, that's just his opinion.
He, but I think he got offended too fast. I think he should have looked at the whole thing.
So, remember in, 5 years ago, 6 years ago, Arnold said something about the bubble guts.
Oh yeah.
And then now the bubble guts went away.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So now,
but he was right about that.
He was right. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like it was allowed for over a decade.
Yeah.
And then he said something about it, and it disappeared in less than a year, 2 years at tops.
Yeah.
So what he says does hold weight. All they would have to do to basically say that is just change bring the shorts up a little bit. Then you can't really say anything. So I think the shorts, especially the nowadays shorts, it looks good.
Yeah, I mean they're fitted as fuck, man.
People, they know we shooting right. What time is it? Are we overtime?
No.
My phone is jumping off.
I know,
like a disco.
Both of my shit's going on too. I'm like, y'all gonna have to wait, bro. We're doing things.
Yeah. Again, I've always questioned men's physique because I didn't understand it. But now I kind of respect it and appreciate it.
Yeah.
So they need. I would just
bring the
shorts up a little bit.
Yeah. Now,
especially not, like styles.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like shorter shorts to show the legs.
Yeah.
That's in style.
Well, when I first started, there was no legs involved at all.
Right.
And, people, so they didn't even train legs.
Yeah.
Now, legs is a big thing.
But
man.
both of those guys right there.
Yeah.
Now, if they went classic, they would be running things.
Yeah, he should.
I actually hit Aaron Banks. I hit him up. I'm like, hey man, just go on and, you know what I'm saying? Just go on and do classic. They can't, if he went to classic, put on another 10.
Yeah.
Whatever they allow.
Yeah.
It's a wrap.
He's one of the taller ones too.
There's no real brother that's dominating in classic anyway.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You got
what's that?
He's the oldest.
He's the oldest?
And I would
How old is he?
I would get under that. Yep, I'd
Really?
get under that Smith
Okay.
machine and start doing sets of 15 to 20
On the legs?
squatting.
Oh, yeah.
And shoot, next year he can go classic and probably.
Hey, Rich, show the thing with
probably
Bob
win.
and Nick. So, Bob, we're going to have Bob on.
Oh, yeah.
So him and Nick Walker kind of been going back and forth.
Well,
You saw what I'm talking about?
yeah. So I guess somebody asked Bob.
Yeah, look.
I try my best to, when it starts all that rumor stuff, because really,
Yeah.
people are so sensitive and get triggered, and I understand. But somebody, I think Bob said, "Who?" Okay.
Oh, no, not back then.
Well, he said, who the fuck is Bob?
You never
man?
would have even been a pro.
Bob said,
You never would have sniffed being a pro back in the 80s or 90s
No.
because there was guys back then like the Mendenhalls and the Edgar Fletchers and the Lido Myers and the
Yeah.
Fantastic Noleys and myself. I was on it. These guys couldn't even turn pro back then with those physiques. So
I mean,
let's
think about
keep
that.
things in context.
I mean, he's
Think
real.
about that,
That's
bro.
true.
He just named like 6 of the top amateurs in the history of the sport that never turned.
That
pro.
never went pro.
That's crazy.
That's wild, bro.
I have to agree with that, and I'm a Nick Walker fan.
Well,
I have
you
to
know
agree
what
with
Bob
that.
told him? I thought it was. I'm like, all right, respect. So he didn't back down from Nick. Nick was like, who the fuck is Bob?
well-
But you know what he said to him? He goes, I'm the guy that's gonna be announcing you 8th place, Mr. Olympia. I was like, all right,
Well,
we got a battle. All right.
I would love to see Nick come all the way in, but I still think he's on the edge of the top 5. I have him like in the world.
What do you think his
Fifth, sixth.
why do you think he can't break into that? He's just he's
it's
too.
I mean, it is what you got. What you got.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like when you get to that level, you have to consider everybody else that's
Yeah.
up there. I mean, you got, let's just say Samson's
Andrew,
number
Samson.
one. Hottie or Derek. They're
Yeah.
all 3 of them could be flipped.
Yeah.
Samson, Hottie, and Derek.
Yeah.
Either one of them could win at any moment.
Any moment.
Once Andrew does what he needs to do, and I'm actually going to offer my services,
gotta
I will
connect with
fly
that
to
boy.
Dubai for 2 or 3 weeks and show you exactly what's missing, and
Yeah.
it's game over after that.
Yeah.
Once Andrew connects with his hamstring,
Yeah.
fills out the bottom of his tricep, and his legs overall, it's over, bro.
Talk about what we were talking about, because we do podcasts all the time. Chase always gets mad at us. But we were talking about when you showed me that picture of your legs.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
we were talking about Andrew.
Yeah. So I'll send that to Richard.
Yeah, send that to Richard.
But all these missing, and it's really not. It's not a weight thing. It's really how you build your legs. Is how you're going to be able to show your
Display,
legs.
yeah.
And I always tell people, like, the foot placement, it matters. Yeah. What you do with your glutes when you know what I'm saying, like all those things culminate into looking crazy.
Yeah.
And like I say, when you're posing, it's here. Like you're controlling your calf and your hamstring with your mind.
Yeah.
And if you don't have that connection, it's just not gonna do anything.
It's not a show.
So when you see people that actually, you're looking at it, but you can't. It's not why isn't that pop? It's because they're not. When they was lifting in the gym, they didn't use proper mechanical tension to really learn how to flex that muscle against resistance, so they can show it on stage. It's an art to it, bro.
Yeah.
It's an art to it.
Yeah.
So I'm just like stuff that I learned being tall. It's just different. It's just different than when you're trying to
So Bob's going in on Arnold too.
duplicate.
Pro League. Men's physique is the most popular division that we have on the men's side. The most popular. Women's side, it's bikini. There's a reason it's popular, okay? It's a certain look. That's why they wear the board shorts, and that has evolved. If you look 10 years ago to today, the board shorts are much different. They're much more form-fitting. They've gotten much smaller. They show the overall shape of the leg, but it is indeed a certain look, okay? It's a beach-style physique look. Now, you have an option and a choice as an athlete. This is why we have different divisions. If you don't like the board shorts, if you don't like the posing or the lack of actual muscular posing, like a bodybuilder, you have the option to go in the 212. You can go in classic physique, or you can
Didn't
go
we
in the
just
men's
say
open.
Yeah.
That's why we have these divisions. But make no mistake, nobody's got a gun to Arnold's head. If you don't like men's physique, cut it. But in defense of the pro league, men's physique is the most popular division that we have.
Wow,
that's
well,
it's
again,
a bold statement right there.
I used to always say, if you are Mr. Olympia and no one wants to look like you, in other words, we'll pay to see the freak, but you don't want to be the
I don't
freak.
want to ever be like that.
What are you doing?
Yeah.
What are you doing? If every person, if you're Mr. O and every person wouldn't want to trade bodies with you, what are you doing? Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? That's my opinion. Because everyone on earth would have traded bodies with Lee Haney. Mm-hmm. Every single man would be like, how long? I got 2 weeks with this? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, he had the physique that everybody wanted.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
You know, Dorian, we was impressed. You know what I'm saying? Like Ronnie even.
Yeah.
Like, damn. It had got to the point where maybe Phil was close to one of those. Phil had that physique that I think everybody wanted.
Yeah. Phil was there.
You know, but that's what I'm saying. Like, when you're building your body and you're saying, I want to be the best in the world. Think about that. Think about building a physique that's unreachable, but everyone wants to reach it. You know what I'm saying?
Everybody
that's why
would
the
love to be
tight
there.
waist is so impressive when you see somebody with crazy delts and back, and then their waist is all tiny. And then, I mean, like the cartoons, like the little action figures we grew up, emulating. So having that in your mind is required in order to achieve those results. I ain't gonna lie, men's physique, it pretty much saved bodybuilding for me. You know what I'm saying? As far as the interest in people doing shows and competing.
I mean, I think Classic happened because of men's physique.
Of course.
You know
Classic happened because Open had gotten so ridiculous.
Yeah, you think?
So, like I say, it was Barnum and Bailey after a while. So now, Classic is bringing back that old flavor. So now all of us it's just something to appreciate. I still love the Open, especially someone like a Samson or,
Andrew.
Samson, Andrew. Derek just needs to bring his front to match his back. There's nothing wrong with his front. The back is just insane.
Insane.
So when the front is good, it's good enough.
Yeah.
But the back is like insane.
It's
So you kind
overpowering.
of got to you got work to do.
Yeah.
Which is a good thing. If you're already won the Olympia and won the Arnold and you still got work to do, that is a good thing.
Yeah. 100%.
That's a good thing.
100%. What's has Corey said anything about any of this shit? Corey's been kind of silent, man. I think he's in the trenches, maybe. Oh, let's talk about Sam. Sam Sulek, this new kid. He just won the Arnold amateur. And a lot of people
doing his own.
A lot of people were saying,
does he need a coach for his pro debut? He's young enough to where he can spend the next 5 years doing his own thing, and then maybe get a coach, or do the opposite. I used to hire coaches that I thought knew something that I didn't.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Or had a different, I'll go back to Randy Scotes, right? He taught me about body fat, you know what I'm saying? Like really dialing it in numbers wise.
Right.
Him and Joe McNeil they had that down pat, and that was very educational for me.
Right.
And then I went to Anthony Aponte, where he showed me how to humble myself in the gym with lighter weights.
Oh, okay.
And then let the food do the work.
Right.
That was amazing. He showed me, I put on literally 25, 30 pounds of good weight.
solid.
Yeah. I showed up at his house at 284, and 10 or 11 days later, I was 308. Now, my mind was blown, but he was feeding me. You know what I'm saying? It was so perfect how he had it all set up.
Yeah.
And that's kind of like when those guys go over to Kuwait or whatever.
Yeah.
We called it the incubator, but it's putting you in a situation where, it's a completely anabolic lifestyle.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? No wasted energy on anything other than the task at hand. So
Right.
it was just that's a really awesome experience.
Well, you've had, how many coaches have you had?
Man, I can't really count. So after Aponte, so I went from the numbers and all that, and then the actual application and how to actually put on the flesh.
Yeah.
And then Dave showed me how to keep all the muscle while you're removing the fat.
Oh, okay.
And even take some of the fat and put it in between the muscle.
Oh, wow.
You know what I'm saying? Like, when you do long-term keto, especially if you got your fats, your good fats high, and you do like a weekly refeed, well, your body's running on fats.
Okay.
Then you give it the carbs, once a week. Now you're topped off glycogen-wise. And so now you're just, I used to be full as a house. I'm talking about ridiculous on 50 grams of carbs, and it was all veggies.
Wow.
Yeah, but I was taking in 250 grams of 150 to 250 grams of fat a day, and 1,500 calories of that was, or 1,400 calories of that was actual olive oil or macadamia nut oil or whatever kind of oil I was using.
That's crazy.
I used that to bump my calories up, another 1,000 calories without having to add any more food, and that allowed me to really grow. One of the guys at the gym, he's like, man, I can't. I'm eating 4,000 calories. I can't grow, blah, blah, blah. I looked at his diet. I said, get rid of some of these carbs and swap it out for fat. So I saw him in the gym the other day. I was like, I ain't even going to ask you what you're doing. I know what you're doing. He said, yeah, I'm getting 200 grams of fat in. I'm like, bro, you look like a totally different dude. So.
Yeah.
Yep.
So so the macros should be different for everybody, you think? Or is there like a standard?
It's like you choose. If you're a carb burner, you want to stay carbs, then you have to minimize your fat intake.
Yeah.
But if you're trying to grow, especially if you're an ectomorph like I was, then you need caloric density. So fat is just going to be a more optimal fuel source. But you have to go through the process to become fat adaptive first.
Right.
Then you can, intermittently add carbs in, because you don't want to go without carbs at all. But I'm saying you use carbs to fuel you through your workouts. A little bit of glycogen, but like I say, when you're consuming that much fat on a regular basis, your body's breaking down the fats into ketones, triglycerides, fatty acids, and glycerol, and that is like the fat version of glucose, and it does kind of basically the same thing. Not the same thing, but it's kind of basically the same thing. Especially like I say, after you've been on it for a while. It really works good.
I think for me, fat works really good because I'm the same way. I was an ectomorph, and I don't know how people say I was an endo-ectomorph. I'm like,
yeah. I think that was, some people say that's just words, and it really, really is. But it makes sense if you divide them up in those sections. I remember the magazine first came out with all that in there.
Yeah, yeah.
Just like, oh, okay. I'm like, I was a ecto meso
Yeah.
or meso ecto.
Ecto, yeah.
In other words, I put on muscle fast. I'm a fast hyper responder.
But you have long, lean
But I
muscle.
have to, if I don't eat a certain way, it doesn't happen.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, it can't just be me training and taking stuff.
Yeah.
I had to eat a certain way to actually grow. So, and like I say, once I learned about, the healthy fats, and like I say, in the beginning, it was you had to go through some things.
Yeah.
Like I said, when I first did it, I lost 22 pounds the first 8 days, and then 8 days later, I was 22 pounds heavier, and I was just like, wow. But it's just a metabolic thing.
Yeah. Yeah. Fats, scare people. When you say fat,
Yeah.
you say you need to eat more fat. They're like, oh.
So I'm training Tammy. She's getting ready for a show.
Yeah.
And she's put on, I think, 7 pounds of lean mass, right? And her body fat percentage went up a little bit.
Yeah.
And I was just like, well, when you do a bioimpedance, it's measuring all the fat in your body, not just.
You talking about the one that you hold?
Yeah, not just subcutaneous. You have
Yeah.
to look at, your visceral, and then look at you visually.
Yeah.
Like, in other words, I visually see you leaner.
Right.
Even though your body fat percentage
The
on
number.
the scale
Yeah.
is higher.
The number.
And I'm like, that means the diet is actually working. You know what I'm saying? Because you're full as a house, and you only have sweet potatoes once a week.
I bet she has great energy too.
Oh, she's man.
Yeah.
That woman is like an alien, bro. She's literally doing what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Like, I adjust the weight on certain things a little bit. I'm talking about a little bit,
Yeah.
like on shoulders.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, we're doing the hammer strength press. I mean, she does the same weight that I do, and we do drop sets. It's crazy.
Wow, bro, that's crazy.
She's man. I have to be grateful for her because she's the reason that I'm actually training again. You know what I'm saying? I was like, I can't really train you for a show without creating the intensity. So I was like, we're gonna work out together, and we've been doing it, and it's freaking amazing.
Getting that call?
And I think don't they know we actually shooting
Probably,
right now?
yeah, probably.
Like everybody, like DDP will be on in a couple of weeks.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. DDP. Shout out to DDP, man. I love that guy.
Oh boy,
He
already gave me a list of all the stuff he wants to talk about.
Let me tell you something. I think we need to do like a 3-part series with him because there's so much.
I told him, I said, bro, you might be here for.
Yeah.
We might do part 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, honestly, because you know, I don't know him like you know him, right? But I know some wrestlers and like Cody. I trained Cody Rhodes for a little minute at Woodstock Gold's Gym.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So we started training, you know, he blew up in the WWE and he was on the road every day, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like what? So I don't know who's training him and stuff, but somebody's training him for sure because he looks great.
Yeah.
Yeah, he looks great.
DDP just has a heart of gold, bro. And the crazy thing is, he did the same thing I did. He used what saved his life.
Yeah.
To help other people save their life. And he turned it into a business.
But to a level you don't see.
No.
You know what I mean? Like what he does. Like I dare anybody to go watch the resurrection of Jake the Snake.
Yeah.
When DDP goes
and Bubba Bean.
And Bubba Bean, Butterbean.
Yeah.
And Scott Hall.
Yeah.
I dare you.
That dude that weighed like 400, 600 pounds or something.
Yeah. What about the guy who couldn't walk?
Yeah.
And the doctors were like, "You're never." Yeah. And this motherfucker was sprinting.
Yeah, DDP,
bro.
Like I was going over to his house probably twice a week.
Yeah.
Right, trying to hang with him. Like he's 60. What is he? 67 or something?
Yeah.
I mean, bro. So we we go there.
Yeah.
And we do the cold. First, I do the cold plunge.
Yeah.
And then we do. He has like this bike with you put this oxygen mask
Yeah.
on. Oh, that's so ridiculous. And then, so we do the cold plunge, we do the bike, and then we go do yoga, and then we do weights. I mean, we stretch, and then we do weights, and then we do more yoga at the end.
This is all consecutive?
Yeah.
Oh,
I
shit.
used to be at this house for like 2 hours.
Oh, hell no.
And I had never been in the cold plunge. Man, that first time I did that was crazy.
No. That was I'm used to that because as a fighter, that's how you after you train, you get in a cold plunge to get your body to start healing.
So we get on the mat and he starts doing. He does. It's like it's called DDP Yoga because it's yoga with
his twist on
twist, a freaking twist, and
an Indian burn twist.
And he tied me in a knot, bro. It's crazy how he can just be sitting there talking to you and just grab his foot
and put it. Oh yeah. If I try to do that, my knee will come off, my leg.
He just blows my mind.
But like
I
literally,
can't wait to have him on.
Yeah, man, me too. No, I love that guy already, and I've never met him in person.
Oh no, you going?
But it, like, you know, certain people, man, they just translate even through the TV.
Yes.
You're just like, this guy really cares. He doesn't give a fuck if there's a camera there or not.
He embodied that whole situation. He's down in DC right now. He built a crazy house down there. I can't wait to go see it.
Good.
Yeah.
No, I'm super. Yeah, I mean, like literally, I watched that, and I dare anybody to watch that and not cry.
Right.
You're not a person if you watch that and it doesn't touch you.
I'm not gonna lie. When I saw how far these people, you know what I'm saying? Like, how patient do you have to be,
bro,
to get somebody from that to where they were? And how, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's why I tell people, if you really want to change your life, start just by being consistent.
Yeah.
Even if it's not the thing. You know what I'm saying? Even if it's not the thing that's going to take you over the top, just starting with being consistent at something. And it just builds from there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's how you got to do it. You can't look at what you want as a goal. That's not the starting point. The starting point is take that first step and then repeat the process and stack the goals. And then eventually you're like, wow, I actually did it. And that's how you do that. That's the whole psychology.
Yeah, he genuinely cares about people. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, and that's rare. Yeah. And I think that's the thing that he has that's different from all these other people that are doing something similar, you know, with these videos and stuff that you see. But I think in his case, I think he translates the way he does because he really cares about these people. Like he cares about himself, or maybe more.
Again, he's utilizing what saved him because you could see it when somebody comes to you. Well, first of all, those guys,
See him.
Butterbean, they know Dallas.
Yeah.
They know.
Yeah.
And so now they're like, wait, wow. So I trust this dude because I seen him do it to himself.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And now, like I say, again, I can't wait to have him on.
Yeah, man.
I'll let him like blow everybody's mind.
Yeah, I mean, like I'm just gonna sit back. I'm gonna make some popcorn.
Yeah.
I'm sitting back. Hey, man, you just give me.
Yeah, exactly.
Give me the good stuff, man.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, so, remember last time we talked about my boy that had that whole relationship thing going on? Yeah. So he saw the episode.
Oh, he did?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, yeah. I got
And bro, yeah. And he was like, man, I wanna fly you guys out. I wanna sit down with you guys, just thank you guys for what he broke it off.
Wow.
He broke it off.
Awesome.
Yeah,
That's like I say, that's the people always say, what are you guys doing this for? It's like we felt moved to do it,
Yeah.
but to have to see the effect of it or to see the results of people tuning in and maybe just hearing it from our perspective, just a different perspective.
That's what he said, man. He said, he's like, the difference between you guys telling me and the people in his circle telling him, right?
Mm-hmm.
People in the circle will tell him anything that they think is going to make him not cut them out, right? It's not even about him. It's about them. But we have there's no gain for us, right? So he was like, man, he's like, I didn't watch it once. He's like, I watched it like on a loop for like 24 hours.
Wow.
He's like, I watched it so many times.
Wow.
So the message just gets tattooed in my head.
Wow.
And he was like,
so cool, man.
Bro, it's amazing. And so he was like, yeah, man. So, I told her she should go to the spa with her friends. Mm-hmm. So they went for like 2 days. He's like, I watched that thing like literally on a loop.
Wow.
Like until they got back.
Wow.
And he was like, when they got back, I sat her down and he was like, I talked to her different. Because she said, you're different. She told him. She said, you're different. And he goes, yeah, man, I told her basically everything we said.
Wow.
Yeah. He's like, I didn't even have to I watched it so many times. What? It was just like, he was like, it just came.
I'll send you the bill. No.
Right. right. So he was like, she was like, just, like, he was like a deer in headlights, you know what I mean? And he's like, yeah, I told her everything. And, I said, I'll take care of you on the move out, but you're going to have to move out.
Amen.
And then so I've been talking to him every day ever since. And, I get emotional every time something like that happens.
It's all
man.
good. I love that.
Yeah.
I love that passion.
Yeah.
It's to know that you're a Virgo.
Yeah.
Born 3 days from my birthday.
Right.
Then when you told me you was born in 78, so we're both
horses. Yeah.
It's like so wild to
I'm
me
like,
now.
what?
And I didn't know to not know that, and then to find it out after the fact.
After, right?
Like 3 weeks ago, we just figured
Yeah,
this out.
because you were just like out of nowhere. You were like, "Are you what? What year are you?"
So like I said, the Virgo, August 27th is his birthday. Mine's August 30th.
Yeah.
So that was one thing. So I'm like, okay, now it makes sense.
Yeah.
But then when I said, "What year was you born?" and to realize that that's a horse year, I'm just like, what?
I remember what you said. You were like, "Holy
like,
shit!" You're like, "Get the fuck out!"
Because I'm not really into that stuff, but I don't I look at it, I'm like, okay, that makes sense, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
That guy, I forgot his name, but he does all that numerology stuff. So that's what made me start like looking into it. I mean, because I know that there's something to it. It's just because, the sky repeats itself every year.
Yeah.
So if everybody that's born at that same time, it's possible.
The connection, yeah.
So, but when you like comb through it and you see that, you're an earth horse, I'm a fire horse.
Yeah.
You're like, you could have been born in June or December of the same year. We still would have been horses, but to be
like 3 days apart.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, that's just crazy to discover that after we already are in this relationship, partnership. That's wild to me.
Yeah, no, I mean, that's, like I said, man, none of this has been coincidental.
No.
It's all planned, man, and it's not even in our control.
No.
This thing
I told
is.
you, I'm in the backseat. I ain't even in the front seat no more. I done let go of the steering wheel.
Yeah.
I'm like Uber. I'm
yeah,
like,
I'll go wherever you go.
Yeah, God, Uber me wherever you need me.
Right.
And it's so crazy that all, I think Chase wanted to talk about hopes and dreams and aspirations. Everything that I've ever wanted to do in my life, I've done it. Now, I wanted to be Mr. Olympia, and I didn't win the title, but I realized now that
you were.
I mean, I couldn't get no closer. You know what I'm saying? Without actually winning. Oh. And so, when you like I say, and it takes maturity, it takes life experience, but I'm speaking from my experience. Ever since that, I just surrendered. Like I told you, when I was going, like you said the other day, how you was looking across the table and it wasn't you.
Yeah.
I'm grieving my mom. I'm grieving my grandmothers. I'm grieving my dog. I'm grieving my, I'm not the X-Man no more. But you know what I'm saying? All those things, you start piling that up. You're just like, wow, am I depressed? And so,
do I need medicine?
But when you go through, like Cat Williams said, when you go through all those things, and you come out on the other side. Even better. Yeah, that's what that stuff was for.
That's what it is.
That's why.
Yeah.
And so I can't be nothing but grateful for all the crazy stuff that in the moment it was happening, I was like, woe is me. I felt like a victim on a lot of this stuff. I felt helpless or weak or not in control on certain things. Yeah. Which I really wasn't. Some of the things I harbored on, but a lot of the stuff I kind of like maybe absorbed it and said, like especially like in 2018, 19, I basically said, okay, God, you obviously want me to go through these things, right? So instead of me whining about it, I'm gonna embrace it and face it.
Right.
And when you do that, you like reveals it to me, like getting sued for $1 million, right? That was crazy.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't have no money, but God was like, I got you. Right?
Don't worry about it.
The attorney, and bro, like all of a sudden money just started
coming in.
I'm gonna say, well, you obviously want me to go through this process because you're paying the bill. I had no way to, now knowing what I know now, I would have told him to kick rocks and I never would have been in that situation. But now I have that wisdom. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I can prevent those type of things from happening. I can give people advice on how to avoid those things.
I was just going to say, man, like this platform right here is perfect for something like that because you can, hey, this is what happened to me. This is why it happened to me. Don't let it happen to you. You know what I mean? It's like, it's and that's really the purpose of this anyway. You know what I mean? Like we're not making money off of this, doing this. We're just spending money off of No, and and honestly, when we do, we're gonna give that away. Yeah, I mean that's really. I mean, like that's the goal. It's a lot. That's why I think DDP is just such a great guest to have on because I don't believe he's doing anything he's doing for monetary reasons.
No, he's good. I mean, his DDP Yoga. I mean, that pays him all the money he could spend.
Yeah, but I think even before that, man, I just think. You ever seen that documentary Relentless? It's a documentary about him.
No,
you need to watch it.
Snippets of it. I haven't seen the whole
You need to watch it, bro. I watched it. It's on Netflix, I think.
Okay.
And it's his story.
Yeah.
Where he started.
I'm definitely gonna watch it before the episode. Yeah. I mean, because I've been knowing DDP since '93. Yeah. 2, 3. I never forget the day him and his ex-wife walked into the gym. I'm like, I seen him on TV.
That's like WCW.
It's like we had just hit it off like instantly. They was trying to get me to wrestle. Yeah. And I'm sitting up
naturally.
There. Yeah, but I'm looking at all these guys in the gym. Yeah. And then I see him at the club, and then I see him at the gym, and I'm like, bro,
I can't be in that lifestyle.
Y'all to take me off the top rope. I'm like, man, that's literally the reason why I didn't wrestle because I knew someone else was going to have an opportunity to injure me or hurt me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, and not even on purpose. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, it's just the business.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
They're all hurt.
Exactly.
Man, listen, I have so much respect for wrestling. Like, you have no idea. People that say shit is fake, I'm like, I just want to grab and shake them. You know what I mean?
The
it's
most
like
you could say is it's choreographed.
It's entertainment. In other words,
all those moves, they have to practice on doing those moves. Right. It's not a UFC. It's not a fight thing where you're using whatever.
No, it's a show.
You're literally. You have to set it up, or it won't go right. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But it's real.
That's when people get hurt is when it's not choreographed.
That's what I'm trying to say.
So there was a wrestler, you might know him. He went by Onyx.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
I don't know him, but I know he's
Yeah. So when I was training and teaching at LA Boxing, Onyx would come there and he was like, let me take you through some training. I was like, all right, sure, whatever. I'll do it. I do everything else. It can't be worse than anything I've done, right? It was worse than anything I had done.
Yeah.
It's worse than
because
MMA.
That mat is not soft.
Bro.
I mean, that ring, whatever that floor is.
So day one, Onyx was like, all right, all we're going to do today is I'm going to show you how to just, from where you're standing, fall on your back. That's it. I'm like, oh, okay. I can do it. Bro, we did that like 50 times. My back was so jacked up for like a week.
Wow.
Because it's just, my back's not conditioned for that, right?
No.
And then he's like, second week, he's like, now we're going to do it off the first rope.
Oh, wow.
So we're going to go up to the first rope and we're going to fall from the first rope. And bro, let me tell you something. It feels like you're falling off a cliff. Because it hurt. Because you
because you got to like over.
And you have to fall and hit your hands without hitting your head. So you have to be conscious of all this shit while you're telling yourself to fall back and make noise, right?
Wow.
And then
I never knew that,
brother. So day 3 we went to the middle rope, bro. I mean week 3 we went to the middle rope and we did that. Man, I was like, bro, I'm gonna break my fucking back. If you tell me to go any higher than this, I'm gonna break my fucking back, bro. Week 4 we went to the top. I fell one time. I did one time. I was like, brother, I love you.
This ain't for me.
Hey man, I'm proud of you for doing this.
Right.
I don't know how the fuck you doing this.
I wish it hadn't taken 4 weeks.
Like
to figure this out.
legit.
Yeah.
My back was so jacked up, and I was like, and these guys are doing full black, not just one time a match.
Right.
And then you think about the guys that are jumping off of the top of the cage onto a table, and you're just like, I got so much respect for those guys, man.
Me too. I remember Goldberg used to come in main event and be like, "Yo, T, come on and wrestle, be my tag team partner."
Yeah.
And that would have been all right.
Crazy, man.
But I'm just saying, like,
because he was jacked back then too.
I said, bro, I am not tussling around with no man. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm just not. I'm not
hugging on.
Sweaty and slippery with no dude, bro. I just ain't. You know what I'm saying? Like, back then, you had all the wrestlers,
the
athletes, all the strippers, all training in the same spot.
Oh yeah, it was a fucking.
Back then, it was just a fest.
Yeah,
I'm just like,
Main event was off the chain, man. Yeah,
like,
main event was.
I'm not participating in that at all.
Well, what's his name?
Scotty passed away.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a couple years ago.
Yeah. 3 years ago. Yeah. That dude, have you ever seen videos of that guy when he was like before he made it big? There's some videos right there.
Wow.
He was in great, ridiculous shape. Like before he became Razor Ramon.
I never forget one day.
Oh, that's DDP right there. My boy.
One day I was in, I forgot the name of the club, but it's Twin Peaks now. Right?
The one in Buckhead?
Yeah,
the
so
one in
Twin
Buckhead?
Peaks, and there's a Mexican restaurant
Yeah,
right
yeah,
next to
yeah.
it. But back in the day, it used to be something else.
Yeah,
I can't
yeah.
remember what it was.
Yeah.
And
was it Oxygen or Bar or something?
I can't remember. So me and my dude is in there.
Yeah.
We're up on the, it's like a raised floor. It's, like a railway, right?
Yeah.
And then it's like a walkway that you can, you're looking over.
Yeah.
It's a walkway.
Yeah.
So I'm 6'2", my man's 6'4", right? And somebody walks through the thing and his head is like even with our head.
You're like, what the
What the hell? And it was the giant. I was just like
Kevin Nash.
I'm just like, it was Kevin Nash.
Yeah,
I'm just
yeah.
like, wait a minute, bro.
Well, he's like 7'4" or some shit. Like, he's like,
So a normal person, we would have saw the top of their head, walking down there, maybe not even seeing.
He was like eye level with you.
Literally, when he walked past, I'm just like, well, who the hell is that? That was the funniest shit.
Dallas is 6'5", right? Isn't he 6'5"?
Yeah, he's pretty tall.
Yeah, I think he's 6'5".
He's pretty tall.
Yeah, man, that's respect.
Much respect.
To all those guys, man.
Yeah. When my really good friend, he was ice trained. He passed away. I still got his the little flyer from the funeral. Every day when I walk past it, I'm just like, I can't believe he is gone.
You can't pick up the phone and call him.
I can't believe that I can't pick up the phone and call my dude.
I know.
That is, I mean, I'm still grieving my mom, and it trips me out because I still got her messages and texts and all that. Yeah. But I'm just like, wow, this life is short, bro. We was talking yesterday, I think. Even if we live another 30, 40, 50 years, you know what I'm saying? We only got X amount of summers left.
Yep.
Like
30 summers.
When you start looking at life like that, bro, you live a little different.
Oh yeah. You should.
You live a little different. So.
You should, man. You should take things a lot lighter. Yeah. That's one of the things that as I get older, I let so much go, man.
Yeah.
Back in the day, bro, I didn't like 0% let go. Everything was like head on.
Let me see my bag.
Yeah. What's going on now? Hold on. You know what I mean? Like everything was head on. Like nothing was let go back in the day. You know what I mean? I was just like, but my mentality, my whole, I was just different. I was a different human being, like we always talk about. Yeah. It's a different human being. So for me, being caught up in the like just war in general, right?
Yeah.
Just that mentality, just war mentality, right? And
survival mode.
Just nonstop, man. I didn't let anything go, and then now I let 90% of shit go. 90%, I'm like, okay, cool, sorry, good.
I'm still working on my controlling my tongue. I was reading some scripture the other day, and it was like, if you can control your tongue, you can control the rest of your body. Yeah. And I'm just like, I'm gonna start working on that. Just like being conscious of what you're saying, because words have meaning. Words can actually,
harm,
raise the dead, and kill people. Yeah. So I really want to control my tongue. Yeah. So when I'm driving.
Driving in Atlanta, go ahead.
Bruh, when somebody's driving slow in the fast lane and then cuts across 3 lanes, because they turn right.
They want to get off the.
You're driving slow over here, and you got to turn right.
There's a lot of.
Yeah, I'm like, how do y'all make it home every day?
Dude, the tongue thing, I mean, 100%, bro. So you know what made me do that? Try to control my tongue more, and I've been practicing since.
Bruh,
it was
hard.
It's from my wife.
Like it's conscious.
It's from my wife because I was so vulgar and like I didn't give a. I mean, I would just let shit fly out. Like anything that was in my head would fly, and I remember my head was fucked up back then. You know what I mean? So I was just getting ready to rekindle rebirth myself, right? Mm-hmm. So anything that was here came out, right? And then so she was finally like, "Look, this is hurtful. Yeah, you gotta, you know what I mean? Right. Like this has to change, man." And I'm not, and I wasn't even conscious that I was doing anything wrong.
Wow.
Just because that's all I did forever. Yeah. Right?
I've definitely noticed the difference. I definitely have.
Oh, bro.
Yeah.
I mean, you know. Yeah. Back in the day, man, bro. Yeah. And so even now, you constantly working. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's not, you're never going to perfect it. But even now, like when something happens and I want to say something okay.
Yeah.
Let me reword this in my brain before I let it out.
Yeah. So, like now, if I get to a point where I'm really tripping, I'll just be like, stop talking and just like go somewhere.
Yeah.
Where you going? I'm like, I gotta walk it off. I gotta walk it off.
Yeah.
I gotta walk it off. So yeah. Like I say, especially when you're in a marriage, so it's a continuous learning situation.
Yeah.
I don't know. I find myself being amazed by my woman, you know what I'm saying? Like I know her like the back of my hand. I know, you know what I'm saying? Like I feel her energy. I can tell, something's going on. So I know to either ask her what's up. Most of the time she'll be like, "Oh, nothing," but I can tell.
Notice. I hate when they say that. Yeah, you're like, "Baby, I know there's something. Just tell me what it is."
So I tell her, I'm like, "Baby, don't hold it in.
Yeah.
Just get it out.
Yeah.
Don't let it. Don't walk around. Don't let it fester. Whatever. I mean,
Yeah, because it's going to eat out. Now, because I know there's something, now we're both going to be affected.
Well, you can't tell me it's nothing. I'm an empath. I feel it.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is, but it's something.
I don't know. Is that an all women thing? Do all women do that? Part, yeah, because my girl does that, and I'm good. Yeah. I'm like, baby, I know you're not good. You know why? Because I can feel that you're not good.
Right.
It's not. You don't have to even tell me whether you're good or not. I can just feel it.
Right.
So what's going on? Just and eventually Okay.
So I'm having to learn how to listen. Like sometimes they just want someone to get it off with. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I used to be like trying to fix it. You come to it, you start talking. Kelly's like, I just need you to just
let me finish.
I don't need no input. Yeah. Just let me get it. I'm like, oh, okay, cool.
I'll just listen. Go ahead.
I can do that because we're always trying to fix it.
Yeah.
So a lot of times they just need to vent. You're their sounding board.
Yeah.
And I had I think I told you the other day, I got like 3-4 friends that I'm their sounding board.
Yeah.
I don't know why I allow them to just call me and talk to me
for the 2 hours.
I'm not saying anything. I'm just listening.
Yeah.
But hey.
Yeah.
That's my role.
I mean, I get
it's
it.
It's not that we don't have conversations, but I'm saying sometimes.
Yeah, you just listen.
They call and I ain't talked to you in 2 months, or I got to listen to what's happening in the last 2 months.
Let me catch you up.
Wild. I catch myself doing that for people, and like I say, I don't mind it. It's kind of weird, but everybody needs that person to hold that space for them. So.
Yeah, I mean, that's another thing I've been learning, man. Is to be a better listener, man. Yeah. Like when I remember my parents were telling me, this is before I was ever in a relationship. They were like, look, one day you're gonna be in a relationship, and you have to understand that if you're serious about that girl, you're gonna have to work. Mm-hmm. It's not like the movies. It's not like, these romance movies and shit that you see popping up and everything is prime. You know what I mean? You're gonna have ups and downs, okay? And if this thing's gonna continue forever for the rest of your life, right? And you're committed, and you do the right things, it's still gonna take work. So you could do everything right, be loyal, be respectful, be this, be that, but you're still gonna have to work.
Yeah, because that person. I mean, that's why it's so important to take your time. Like all the stuff that, when you're growing up, you ain't trying to hear it, but there's a reason for all of it.
Uh-huh.
And most of us, every once in a while I meet a young buck that's like grounded.
Right.
I'm like, oh, wow.
Like, what's going on here?
You know this stuff? Oh, wow. But
right.
most of the time, like starts around 12, 13, testosterone gets in the front seat, and then 15, 16, it just takes over the wheel. Now you just holding on for dear life. All your decisions is based on, your testosterone levels.
Great analogy.
No, seriously. And then as you go through life and you mess up because you're using the wrong head to think with, then you start getting a little wiser. But if you have someone like me, or, even I'm 58, so somebody like my son, 36, to tell you, if you're 20, 20-something, that 35-year-old guy can tell you some stuff that you need to do, and then that 45-year-old guy, And so find someone, I'll tell people, get you a mentor, somebody to just not make your decisions for you, just give you some information that you don't possess.
Right.
So now you can make more of an educated guess, because we're still guessing.
Yeah.
And then, you can have some success in the beginning instead of having to fail forward all the time.
Yeah. 100%. I mean, what part of life is not work? Every part of it is work, man. But that's the family portion is like, to me now, is like the biggest portion.
So, I believe in the Bible. I believe in creation. And you talk about Adam, God was like, okay, y'all messed up. Okay. Well, Adam, your punishment is you got to sweat in order to have,
This.
And, yeah. And so that's like a part of the situation. That's a part of the curse. You got to move. You got to sweat. You got to till the soil, earn your keep.
Yeah.
Right. And then provide for her. That's your job.
Yeah.
Right. So she got punished with the childbearing, and you got to submit.
Yep.
And y'all come together as one, and then you'll make it.
Yep.
So you got all the independent over here,
right.
and then the dudes who don't know how to grind and provide. Trying to have relationships. And then having kids because testosterone's driving the car.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then you get all the crazy madness that we have.
All the stuff that you see.
And I always tell people, none of us are good enough really to, on your own, choose the right mate the first time and ride out for the right. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's almost impossible.
It's impossible, man.
It's almost impossible.
It's impossible.
Now I understand.
Keep working.
Now I understand how certain customs, they have arranged marriages and all that because they're trying to keep up that tradition.
Right.
Because as soon as y'all break the tradition, now nobody knows what's going on.
It's wild.
Yeah, it's
It's
crazy.
just getting a wild place.
Exactly.
Okay, Rich, what's this? LA's Plan to hold male practice player tryouts next month.
What does that mean?
Wasn't my
So they practice against dudes?
so they're gonna have guys practice against them
Try out.
for the
Play,
team?
though?
Try out and then be like on this practice squad.
What?
I could see practicing against dudes to increase your skill set.
Did you see Dave
know what I'm saying?
Chappelle's thing about basketball? Like, what if?
Oh, yeah.
Did you saw?
LeBron got a sex
He was like LeBron. Yeah, he's like, what if LeBron went and had a sex change and identified as a woman and went into the WNBA?
He was like, points every night.
no, he was like he'll score 840 points a game.
Yeah.
I was like,
That's-
well, it's 100% true.
Oh.
What is
Okay.
that? Black love. What is that?
DJ Metcalf.
Oh, okay. Oh, I thought that was the one above it was saying that.
Oh.
Look at the picture above it with the white dude. I
So
was
that's
like,
right there, the Girl Scout cookies having pesticides.
Oh, yeah.
You know, I mean, mostly all the wheat and the corn and the soybeans all have glyphosate on it. So it's almost impossible for it not to test
so
for that.
so it's in everything.
And then the heavy metals they spraying it in the air, so now it's in the soil, so now how is it not going to be in the cookies?
You think that's what's going on?
Yeah.
So
I'm sure they're not putting it in there on purpose. give me a bottle of that heavy metals over there. I mean, to make these cookies.
So a couple of weeks ago, man, I'm pulling into the house, and there's this mom and a girl, and they're going house to house and stuff like that. So I pull in, I get out, I'm like, what's up, guys? What are you guys doing? Oh, we're selling cookies. I was like, oh, okay, cool. I said, all right, what's your quota? Like, what are you trying to? What's the number you need to hit? So she's like, I have to hit like whatever, $500 or something like that. I was like, cool. So let's do whatever amount of boxes is $500.
Right.
I'll do that.
Okay.
And they were like, what? I was like, yeah, I'm gonna do that.
Okay.
So it was like literally they came with like 3 bags of boxes like a week later or whatever. You know what I mean?
And then you gave them back to them to sell?
I gave it, I was like, all right, now give these to people.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
We kept like 1 bag. I gave it to my girl, took it to her work because they love cookies and shit.
And I used to them Samoas.
The mint ones were.
Actually, I used to mess them all up, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I used to eat a bunch of Girl Scout cookies for sure.
Hey, shout out to the Girl Scouts, man.
Just try to
Just get it more healthy. That's all.
use organic and test your flour before you make it.
Call Tony, man. Let him put a little recipe together.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of like a trip because if you go to the grocery store and you randomly grab one of each brand and go test it, you're gonna find the same thing. You're gonna find the same thing.
Yeah.
It's in all the food, and that's why when people ask me, I stay in a constant state of detox.
Yeah.
Whether it's drinking distilled water to strip out the inorganic minerals.
You have a distiller at home, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I need to get one.
Doing the fulvic humic acid because that's going to have an ionic exchange. So it's a binder. It takes crap out of your body. You got to do it all the time, bro, because it's in every little thing.
You can't avoid it. You just have to be. Yeah. You just have to be.
You can't avoid it. You can't avoid the parasites. You just need to be an uninhabitable host. In other words, they came. They was like, ain't no place to get comfortable here. I'm out. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what you want. I mean, you can't. Like I said, you can't avoid it. Like me, I know I have 3 dogs and a cat.
Yeah.
Right.
So you got all kinds of
all
parasites.
I'm trying to do is minimize the exposure.
Right.
I tell my wife, don't put they dog bowls on any surface where we put our human
Food.
bowl.
Yeah.
That's little
Great
simple
point.
stuff.
That's a great point. That's a great point.
Because
man.
it's invisible. It reminds me of when we was trying to fight the CV whatever.
Yeah.
I'm like, it's invisible. Focus on your immune system.
You can't
like you
see it,
can't
man.
see it. You can't
The
like
fuck we doing?
You can't freaking hand sanitize everything on Earth. I'm like,
boy, the hand sanitizing thing was crazy during COVID, right?
crazy,
People
bro.
just all day long. Like,
I'm just like, man.
I went and bought 30 of them from the gas station because they were like, how much you got? Like,
well, like, they're saying there's a measles situation going on, right? So now they're pushing people to go get the measles. But it's been four people in a decade.
Yeah.
4, bro? Come on, man. I mean,
you should get your vaccination, man. 4,
to the
it could
family,
be
but
5.
what I'm saying is you gonna have everybody 4 people? Come on, bro.
You could be number 5, goddammit. You need to go get vaccinated right now.
Well,
okay.
I mean, Yeah, again,
it's stupid, man.
I'm not anti-vax. You know, I've had them when I was a kid, but it's just a different situation
But
now.
RFK's got a point, though, man.
It's a different situation.
Yeah.
It's not the same.
Yeah.
You know, like if you got a cold and I come near you, I catch a cold, my immune system does its job. Cool.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's how it's been like that for the existence of mankind.
Right.
So all of a sudden now you're gonna go in a lab and then trust the science and you're gonna get it right. I'm like, come on, man. I'm not saying that they can't get it right. I'm just saying like you can't expect it to work perfectly the first time.
Yeah.
So all y'all line up to be the test subject.
Yeah. That's what it is.
And then when you
So RFK claims measles can be treated with vitamin A linked to poor diet.
it's the retinol. Yep, exactly.
Yeah, it's the science. I mean, look.
If you take cod liver oil, that's why everybody used to take cod liver oil back in the day. It increases your body's ability to make white blood cells, which is going to boost your immune system and help you. Yeah, that's really true.
Yeah, I mean, like, why would you not try?
See, vitamin A and cod liver oil.
Cod liver oil, yeah. You know, like, what I'm saying is, like, why would you, even if you got it, right? First thing I would do would be like, okay, cool, I'm going to try this.
Yeah. Or, now that you know.
Yeah. Just keep doing that now.
Vitamin A. And it's the vitamin A in the cod liver oil. So it's not only the vitamin A or the cod. It's the way it absorbs because it's a natural source.
Right.
That's like Mike, the one he had.
Yeah. Oh, Mike's got that,
yeah,
right?
He has cod liver oil. He has, I mean, I tell people, you get that beef liver going on with the cod liver oil. I mean.
Those two right there.
All your B vitamins in the beef liver and then that protection for your immune system.
Yeah.
That's like a must before like a multivitamin.
Yeah. Yeah, man. I'm like you, brother.
I would love to sit down with RFK. I would love to.
We will eventually. We will, because that cancer thing we're working on, he's going to be working on that too. So we'll have a bridge to him, and you know, like that guy when he talks, like, man, I'm like, wow, like that's a lot of information.
First and foremost, he's 70 plus.
Jacked.
He can take his shirt off at the pool.
He's jacked,
and impress
man.
you.
Did you see him working out at the Muscle Beach?
Doing the muscle ups and the cats. I'm just like,
I'm like, muscle ups?
Like,
what the fuck?
Yeah, much respect.
Much respect. Yeah, man, I like that guy. What's this, Rich? What is this?
New comedian Andrew Schultz got a new special out. But he talks about his like IVF journey. It's actually real heartfelt. But he talks about this gender thing, which is hysterical to me.
This right
you
here?
get to pick your gender for your baby? Yeah.
Choose the gender, okay? I'm just letting you know now, whatever gender we choose,
oh yeah, this is
gonna stay that one. They're not coming back here 15 years later. I identify as, I got paperwork. I don't give a fuck. I spent 30 grand on a boy. I'm getting a fucking boy. Okay? You want to be a girl? You owe me 30 grand. I raised you better than that. You're not gonna steal from me.
Right.
Holy
buy your freedom
shit.
for 30 grand. You better
That's
go out there and
hilarious.
get a fucking job. That's what you better do. I recommend getting a job as a man because women make 25% less.
Oh my
I hope you're ready.
Bro, you know, he says it jokingly, but everything he said was true.
I mean,
It's like,
that's really the art of
Holy
comedy
shit.
is taking something and then turn it into a joke. That's why Cat Williams.
that's
so
what
good.
Cat. Yeah, I mean, Cat. What is?
Their intelligence is through the roof.
Yeah.
This is Nick. I probably need to answer.
He looks at me
Yeah,
and goes,
tell
well,
Nick.
we also have
Yes,
your
sir.
sperm analysis, and we would say your
What up?
sperm is
I'm
like
in the
a C+.
mid-show.
Blacked out.
Oh, okay, cool. Yep. Yep. Richard.
That's his baby right there, Rich?
Text him the address. Text Nick the address.
Is that his baby right there?
Yeah.
He's
Oh,
home.
she's beautiful. Is that the baby that?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
That's the baby that one.
That's the.
Oh, that's the
whole
IVF
problem.
one. Oh, wow. Okay.
However, you got to get it done. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That, you know.
It's actually heartfelt.
Hey, so Rich had a really good idea about doing a private screening of the that bodybuilding movie.
Oh, that works.
Blacked out.
Right, Rich?
Knee-jerk
Is that what it's called?
reaction.
Magazine
You ain't even
Reads?
tasted.
Yeah,
Right?
magazine.
When did it come out?
March
Can't we
20.
like
I got the
get
facts.
the
I
room
can
here?
admit it.
We could do it. There's a theater right here.
Yeah, just
I go, what the fuck you mean C+?
Oh, so we have to do it in the
Sperm
theater.
doesn't really swim that well.
Okay.
That would have been
Maybe
cool.
they
if
know
you
That would have been
right there.
really
Just
fucking
serve
cool.
like some food and whatnot.
That'd have been off the chain.
Do laps in a jacuzzi? No, you fucking.
That'd have been off the chain. That's true.
Yeah, I remember
We'd have to
Joint, right?
pirate that shit to do it here.
Yeah, I remember when
You don't tell anybody that's gay if they know.
Mike O'Hearn was doing this film. It's weird because they did it like right before COVID, so it was supposed to have been out like a couple years already. Then I guess they just shelved it for now.
Yeah.
And then Homeboy got in trouble for the white chick chasing him down the street, and so they just kind of like
What?
the dude that's starring as the bodybuilder, Jonathan Majors. He went
A
to
white
that-
chick chased her down the street.
Well, yeah, some
For
kind
what?
of confrontation.
Oh,
girl he
really?
was dating and.
Oh.
Yeah. So
okay.
they show him running away from her. She's chasing him.
Wow.
And he's on trial for doing something to her or something.
Oh my God! Come on.
Pretty
man.
wild. I like again. Whenever I hear stuff like that,
Yeah.
I don't go say, "Ooh, what happened?"
Yeah.
I do the opposite.
Yeah.
I recluse
Sit back.
because I'm waiting for the real truth to come out because I know what they're saying in the beginning is not the truth.
Yeah. Because I don't even know.
No, they're trying to create.
You see,
a doggone
Diddy's trying to say
narrative.
he's not guilty instead of shit. He's trying to say he's not guilty. Diddy, Puffy,
He's not guilty of what?
of any of the charges he's been
Basically saying what he did is not wrong.
No,
Is that what you're saying?
he's like I didn't do any of that.
Well,
I didn't do anything.
there's some
So he's trying to, so they're like, listen.
there's some evidence of
Yeah,
contrary.
I'm like, well, the problem with that saying that statement is there's so
Well,
much
you
evidence.
understand, like you do so bad for so long that it becomes normal.
Yeah.
So you don't even consider it wrong after a while.
It's just
You know
how
what
it
I'm saying?
is.
Like it was just Tuesday.
You know what I also saw yesterday was because TMZ was talking about this. They said CNN bought the surveillance video from the hotel, the Intercontinental.
Yeah.
They reverbed it and then destroyed the original. Right? So they had this guy on, and this guy was like, well, listen, before we get crazy and just assume shit and whatever, well, there was probably a lot of times that there was just nothing going on, right? Because it's a security camera, right? So people coming and going and whatever. So they probably cut that out and just kept that part. But the part that's like red flag is that they destroyed the original. Why would you destroy the original? Like, you just keep it, right?
Yeah. We'll fast forward through the dead spot.
Yeah. So it's like it's so shady. That whole thing is so shady. It's like, bro. Well, I mean, you can't deny what happened there. I mean, he beat the shit out of her, just from what we saw.
Yeah.
You know, from what we saw.
Again, that's why I'm glad that I was raised. I would never raise my hand to a woman.
Fuck no, brother.
Never.
I would leave.
Yeah,
If it got that bad, I would say, you stay here. I'm gonna go.
I mean, I can't even win smacking a dude. So if I do something to a woman, it's a wrap.
No. I mean, you know, we were talking about how that one time you had to go, somebody cut you off and you went to the window and you said all that, right?
Yeah.
And I mean, you know.
That was dangerous times because, man, I was so big and scary looking that if somebody had pulled a gun out,
they would have
It
to.
would have been my fault, 100%, whether they did it or not.
But they would have to use a gun.
Yeah.
They don't have no chance.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like I had a good friend of mine he was on 75. It was during traffic. Somebody cuts him off. He gets out of the car, goes up to the window, and he's a big dude. He's like 6'8". He was one of the bodyguards. 6'8", giant dude. Goes up to the car, starts yelling. The guy pulls out a gun, shoots through the fucking. I mean, he didn't even roll the window down.
Nope.
He just shot him, killed him right there, man. That was over.
Yeah.
And the guy got off because he was in his car. This dude comes up, he's hitting my window. This and I got witnesses, blah, blah, blah. I was scared for my life, and I just...
I just saw, there's a video of two kids, you know, they were, I can't remember, they were out the car, they got out the car, and they went and bam, don't know if somebody did that.
Yeah.
Shot dude.
Oh, yeah, I think I saw that, yeah. You can't do that, man.
No.
Man, you can't do that. I mean, those days are...
No.
Everybody's carrying now, you know? And by the way, shout out to Trump for... You see this new law he's passing is where if you have a carry permit, like let's say you have a carry permit here, which you should. If you have a carry permit here, then that permit is good no matter what state you go to.
Oh, cool.
So like you go to New York, which they're anti-gun and all that shit, doesn't fucking matter.
Right.
You got to carry a permit. So you can conceal carry your gun.
Nice.
And I'm like, bro, that's amazing. It's an amazing law, man.
That's, wow.
Yeah. They should be like that, man. It's like, you can protect yourself in Georgia, but you can't protect yourself in New York.
Right.
What?
Well, if they just make everybody, go through the training, then it'd be a lot less bullcrap.
Well, you know what? Have you ever got your permit?
No.
So you go down to the courthouse.
Mm-hmm.
You fill out the paperwork, all this stuff. You go across the street to the police station.
Mm-hmm.
They fingerprint you, okay? And then they send your paper out. As long as it doesn't come back, you're flagged for anything, you get your permit in the mailed to you, in a couple weeks, and then you're good for 5 years.
Cool.
You know what I mean? But you got to go through you literally go down to the courthouse, you fill out your information with all the documents and everything, fingerprints, and then that's it.
Cool.
You know what I mean? So it's not like, but everybody should be able to protect themselves. Like it's a wild, wild west right now, man.
Again, I believe, like I said, if everybody went through the training, and people who are doing dirt, knew that every single time you do dirt, the person that you're doing dirt to might be trained. You know what I'm saying? So now you're going to be more strategic.
Yeah.
And now us as citizens get to be more alert, or what I'm saying. Like, in other words, we know what's up. Like, imagine somebody rolling up to rob you, and there's 4 of y'all that's all strapped. You know what I'm saying? So, but anyway, I don't frequent places that I don't put myself in those situations anymore. And so, but now like these younger bucks, they riding around ready to roll.
You don't have to even go to those places anymore, man. Yeah. That shit can happen anywhere.
Yeah, true.
You could be at a restaurant having dinner with your wife, man, and some shit might jump on. The Chick-fil-A that's over here by the Avalon, right? Avalon's super upscale, all that shit, right? The week that it opened, there was a shooting at the Chick-fil-A at the Avalon.
Wow.
You know what I mean? It's so crazy. All right, let's do a shout out to
to Mike Casey,
FIQ supplements.com. Mike Casey, big shout out.
Use Alpha Hour. I don't know what the discount is, but I know.
I think he said 10%.
Yeah, but
right?
very high quality products. They're already inexpensive, super high quality.
Yep.
I'm quite biased now, especially since I'm coaching him. Good stuff. But I've been knowing him since he started. So it's amazing to watch him go from really nothing to multi millions.
Yeah, that's great. That's great. You always love to see that kind of thing happen to people, man. Big shout out, Eat Clean Bro. I actually just placed an order yesterday.
I had to get some.
Bro, their food is legit, man. Their food is legit. I really like it.
If it looks like that, I'm with it. That's great.
Yeah, that was the surprising part for it. Like when it actually came in, you're like, oh shit, this actually looks like the photo.
Right.
This is different, right?
Cool.
So, and I'm sure you would still spruce it up a little.
Probably, but I'll give it a shot without sprucing it up.
Yeah,
first. But like I told you, I want to sit down with him when he comes with us.
Yeah.
I'd like to see about utilizing some of the things that I do, so I can just send my people to the site.
100%.
And they can I'll do the meal plan and be like, go order it here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
and
we'll have like a Tony
up.
something.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, the knowledge you have, brother, it's...
Like I told you, I'm an expert in what not to do. Like I said, I don't know everything.
You've done it all, brother.
I tell you how not to mess up so much.
Yeah. I mean, people can get in shape just by doing this, man. Because
that looks incredible.
Look, it's $14 for a whole meal, right? That's like, go to Starbucks and get like a low...
Oh, he actually has the ingredients
and
everything?
Yeah, everything.
Oh, wow.
He
is not
Bro,
playing.
go to Starbucks right now, get a coffee and a slice of I want to see banana bread.
The reviews say.
It'll be $14.
Click on the review for like the beef burrito bowl. I just want to see what they're saying. Any of them. Don't matter.
And they have gluten-free and all that shit.
Yeah, that's 5. It's all 5 stars. And I know a lot of times if it's good, you don't even leave a review. If it's bad, it's usually when people say, oh, it sucked.
Yeah, I got sick eating that shit.
See the reviews? I'm just curious.
That's
kind of,
There it is.
There you go. Very flavorful.
10 out of 10 recommended.
Okay.
Delicious.
Okay.
Very flavorful.
All right.
Good stuff.
Say
delicious.
less.
Yeah, I'm in.
Eat Clean Bro, Alpha Hour.
Get Alpha Hour for 20% off. Yeah. And Jamie, we'll have Jamie on here. Jamie does a lot of good stuff too, man. I mean, from what I haven't met him yet, but Rich knows him. He's done some work with him, and from what I hear and understand, the guy's he's got one of those hearts that we like. Good. You know what I mean? He's a good person. So big shout out to him, man.
Doing it right. People who do it right, I'm supporting them.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. All right, fam.
Cool.
Well, let's wrap this one up.
Excellent.
And move on to the next. I know Nick's going to be on for the next one, but I'm excited to see because he's all hyped. He's ready to. He is hyped. He's ready to do this. So you want to send us off?
Yep. Father God, we thank you for this day. We thank you for this opportunity, this platform. Bless us, bless our families, watch over us, keep us safe, forgive us for our sins. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. All right, fellas.
Cool.